Hey everybody, welcome to Bestie Book Reviews. Stop cringing me. I'm here with bestie Mandy.
And I'm here with my bestie, Jessica.
So
Do you see how messy her bed
it's literally pillows and like my computer is back there.
teasing.
It's just all bunched up. So it is day 2 of our reading retreat. Actually our recording retreat because we're here to record for all of you.
Yeah.
But that's why, we both look a little like we've been staying in a hotel today. So
Yeah.
okay, so what are we doing?
Okay. We're going to do our favorite audiobooks of 2025. We each have 15, but Jessica refused to rank order them, which is hilarious because usually I'm the one that always struggles with rank ordering.
Yeah.
So these are just in no particular order, just our random 15 top audiobooks from 2025.
Yeah, and I think the reason why I refused is for me, I don't really pay that much attention with my audiobooks. So when I'm listening to them, and we decided at the end of the year, thanks. We decided at the end of the year we were going to do this for you guys. So I hadn't been like listening with the intent to make a list, and so sorry, it was hard for me.
Yeah.
But, okay, well,
we'll do better next year. We already have an idea.
We do.
Yeah.
We're gonna change some things up so this will be easier for us.
Yes.
So,
and
okay.
I think it'll benefit you guys too.
Yeah, I think so too.
Especially those of you who love audio.
Which a lot of us do.
Yes.
So, okay. Was there anything? There was a question last night that we came across after we filmed our anniversary video. Do we want to address it in this one?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
So the question was, do you have any tips for listening at 3 times the speed?
Which this is perfect. It's our audio video.
Yes.
You have to train yourself.
Yeah.
So how do you do that?
Well, you start off by listening to it at your normal speed, and then you just continuously bump yourself
a little bit here and a little bit there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say that often I've been listening to audiobooks at 3 times the speed for a while now. So I often will just start my audiobook that way. But when I first started getting into listening to it at a higher speed, I would often have to start back at like 2 and then bump it up throughout the book till I got to 3 again. But for me, if I hated audiobooks, and Jessica's like, oh my God, this is like, I love it. And I hated it because when I would listen to it and they talk like this, I couldn't pay attention and I would think about other things. So listening to it at a higher speed forces me to pay attention and focus to it, and it keeps me invested. That's not going to work for everybody, but that's how it helps me. I also always, this drives my husband nuts sometimes, but I have to usually listen with my noise canceling headphones on to listen to it at 3 times the speed. In my car, I can't always focus on the 3 times the speed because of the road noise and stuff. So I turn it down sometimes in my car. Yeah. If there's an accent, I have to turn it down as well.
Depending on the
sometimes.
Yes. Yeah.
But yeah, so that is basically how we do it.
Yeah, because I think normally I listen to my books at 3.5 times speed, which is the max.
Oh yeah, on Audible.
But in the car, I'm down to 2.5, sometimes 3. It depends on if there's an accent or not. But with the outside noise, I can't do noise canceling, and so
I've been listening well, no, I did do some Audible listens not too long ago, but I've been using BookFunnel a lot, and Libby.
The max is 3, right?
And it's 3, so I've been. Yeah, 3. But so yeah, there's times where I do 3.5 on Audible.
You just basically have to train yourself. And I've got to the point now where when I watch YouTube videos, I always watch my YouTube videos on double speed, on 2 times speed, because people talking just how we're talking right now, even our own videos, when we watch them back, the playback, they're at 2 times speed because I feel like this is too slow. So you have to train yourself, and that just has to be something you're willing to do.
Yeah. But it's pretty easy just to start off and then increase it.
Yeah.
And we also have gotten the question, does that take away from like the emotions and things? And I don't think it does.
I don't think it does.
I've cried quite a bit, and I can my first book I'm going to talk to you about, I know like Oh, this will be a great way to jump in. My first one is What We Keep by Jennifer Milliken. And I remember like this book has some pretty like impactful things in it, like devastation, angsty. And I was working on my fence line and I remember just standing in the field going, oh,
Yeah.
I'm like crying and trying to like be like, oh my gosh. So I still get all the emotions. It now, not saying that's going to be the same for everyone.
Yeah. Well, and I'll say this before you start really getting into that. My business partner that you guys have probably seen in a couple of videos, or it was one of our videos, Stacy, has asked me, because she worked in publishing and stuff in Seattle for a long time. And so she's like, don't you miss the inflections? You have to miss the inflections in the voice and all these things. And when you're listening to them at that high of a speed. And I'm like, no, you still have the inflections in the voice. You're still listening for that. You can hear that. So it doesn't take away listening to it at that top speed.
And The Mysterious One by Marnie Mann, he is a chef, like think Gordon Ramsay style, where he's yelling a lot. But then when he's with her, he like changes and he's more tender and concerned about her. And you feel like I heard all of it. I could tell he was yelling. I could tell when he was angry. And then when he was like trying to back himself down to talk to her, like all of it was
if
still
you can't tell the inflections and those things in the voice, then you're probably listening to it on too fast for you, and you haven't trained yourself to listen to it. So you have
or maybe the narrator sucks.
Or maybe the narrator sucks. Yeah. So, all right. Well, since you started, tell us about this book.
Okay, so this is, like I said, What We Keep by Jennifer Milliken. And this is narrated by Victoria Dixon and Wesley Mercer. And so we're doing a quick synopsis for these. So this is Marriage in Trouble. They met when she was rescued by him. Her house was on fire. He pulls her to safety and she goes to the fire department later to like thank him. I think she brings him cookies or muffins or something. And they end up going out on a date and
it's like that is cute.
Yes. The news article was on the back. And they end up getting married, but the book starts with her in therapy talking about how their marriage fell apart. Did not think I would enjoy Marriage in Trouble. Loved this one because it wasn't what I thought it would be. I always thought Marriage in Trouble was going to be like, oh, they're, when you have younger kids, like marriage can be tough because there's so much going on with younger kids. And I'm like, I don't want to listen to people that just aren't getting along because their kids are driving them nuts. And there's just so many extra responsibilities and diaper changes and people are just irritated that somebody else didn't get the dishes done. I just don't want to read about like that stuff. That it was not my experience. This was not what this book was about at all. And I loved it. And I think it it made me rethink my stance on that. Because Marriage in Trouble does not mean that they're just having everyday disagreements.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, the first one that I have on my list is Your Knife, My Heart by K.M. Moranova. I don't have this book. I almost bought it yesterday at the fancy bookstore we went to, but I didn't.
Didn't you?
Because I already read it and I'm trying to get her into my box. So there's a hope that I wouldn't need it because eventually I'll do it. So we'll see.
Take the wink away because it's not for sure.
Yeah, I'm still
wink when
trying to get
her for sure.
Yeah. So anyhow, this was narrated by Isabel Turner and Walker Williams. And I realized when I was looking at this list that I'm really liking Walker Williams quite a bit. I think because we had 20 on this list, then we narrowed it down to 15 because we knew this video would be long. So I think I might have erased one that had Walker Williams on it. Anyhow, this is a Dark Forces duology. This is about a girl who has been caught by the government she's an assassin for her father, for the family. She kills like 10 people at one time. And so
what are you reading?
I know. So she is taken by the government. They decided they're going to put her in this Dark Forces training program, which is like this elite, we don't know about it as normal citizens kind of group. And then you have the hero. He has been a part of the Dark Forces for many years, but he's literally crazy. and he keeps killing all of his partners. And so she gets assigned to him as his partner. She doesn't think she's going to make it. They have to go back through the training. And the training is like, it's like Divergent plus Hunger Games with a real love story on the side. So loved it so much. The narrators were amazing. Walker Williams did such a fantabulous job. It was wonderful.
I just want to say it really hurt me that I did not have room for this on my top 25 list. I love this book.
We did this too. We figured we could take some of these off of our top 25 list. Some of them, some are still on there.
Another phenomenal read and listen for me was Run Little Bunny by Serena Pure, and it's narrated by Corvin King and Nikki Gray. And this is part of the High Five novella series. So this is obviously the Easter one. All of them are great. So you could go listen to all of them if you want. But in this one, he loses a bet, ends up having to wear an Easter Bunny costume to the Easter Bunny egg hunt. She's there with, I think it was her sister and nephew. And he's like flirting with her a little bit. And then she goes to the bar, and like it's just really great. There's some primal play in it. It was just phenomenal, and I just really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Okay. I wanted to make sure that for my next one I have the right book, because I've got two on here that I might get confused.
Okay.
So I was like, make sure this is the right one. All right.
I know I had a couple of titles that were super close that I kept having to look back to see which was which, because one was Crazy Love and one's Crazy in Love.
Yeah. Okay, so the next book I have on this list is Sin and Redemption by Cora Riley. This was narrated by Tor Tom and Lucy Rivers, which we love our Tor. Lucy Rivers is great as well. Oh, there's a big truck pulling up. That's what that noise is. So this is part of the Sons of the Father spinoff that Cora has in her world. And this is Growl's son and one of the other people's daughters. They're taken early in the book, and they're held by, I think it was the Russians or somebody. They're held by somebody, and Growl's son is forced to rape the daughter of one of the people. And it was the one that was Bound by Duty, where he was
I need to read that still.
Yeah, where he was her bodyguard. You remember that one, Bound by Duty?
Yes.
What their names are? Romero's daughter. That's what it is. Romero's daughter. And she's already betrothed to somebody else, and obviously this creates a big problem in the familia. What?
I need to go home and read this book.
You can listen to the audio. And
thank you.
And she ends up getting pregnant from this one-time situation. And so it creates quite the problem, and it forces them to have to be together. So this, I mean, I love Cora. I know some people have really dogged on her the last couple of years for like the continuing stories. I've still loved them. I have still enjoyed them for what they are. And the audio Tor and Lucy did a fantastic job, and it was very, very enjoyable. Because Tor has played in Cora's world. He's played a few different characters. He did Growl, and he was Remo, and now he is Growl's son, and he might have done one other one, I can't remember, but Tor's done quite a few for Cora, so I loved that he was doing this again.
All right.
Okay.
Well, in a very different realm, I have Vegas Heat, Bases Loaded by Lisa Suzanne. So there's 5 books in this one. And this is narrated by Avery Reed and Scott Rose. I love this one. Oh my gosh, I've got I just always want people to know how much I love these books. So in this one, he is a kind of the bad boy of baseball. She is like America's queen of country and just like all around good girl image. And her father has laid her life out for her. She is getting married to her manager. She is not necessarily, no, was she getting married to him, or he just controls everything? I feel like they were dating or something, and he was going to propose, I think is what it was. And it's been a while since I listened to it, but it's really good. Anyways, the dad is very like micromanaging, controlling over her. So she's not allowed to like go places by herself or see other people. And she ends up singing at one of their home games, and the two of them meet. And she basically ends up having to make a choice between him or the career that she has worked so hard for. So good.
Quite the choice. Okay.
Yes.
Well, the next one that I have is No Easy Dare by Samantha Christie. So this was narrated by Summer Roberts and Jason Clark. This one is about a spoiled rich boy whose grandpa decides that he is going to survive in New York City on his own with just a little bit of money.
This is another one.
Yeah, it's really good. The whole series is really good. It's the McQuaid brothers. And so grandpa sends him to New York City because grandpa's withholding his trust fund. So in his inheritance. So grandpa sends him to New York City. He sets up an apartment for him, and that is where our hero meets her heroine. She is a single mom to a little child. I can't remember how old the kid was, very little. She works for her dad, who runs a catering service in the city, and like makes lunches and stuff for like all these elite, business people. And her father is very abusive towards her. They end up having a one-night stand, and she gets pregnant. The audio, that was just great. It was one you just didn't want to stop.
Okay.
Okay.
The next one is one I'm surprised you haven't picked up yet, because it has one of your favorite tropes in it. Oh. It's Against All Odds by Corinne Michaels. This is narrated by Andy Arndt and Robert Hatchett, and this is not his baby. So they knew each other when they were younger. She is married to a famous movie star, and he gets caught cheating. She sits down one day to watch some TV and it's all over. And so she goes home and they kind of rekindle, and then she finds out she's pregnant.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on. I'll have to get that downloaded here shortly.
I know.
Before I get in the car. I keep forgetting about that one.
I know. I need
just
to grab a pen and start taking
notes. I know. I guess I could take notes in here, but now this went to sleep on me. Hold on. I keep forgetting where the button is on all my notes are in my Scribe. Okay. So the next book that I have is
fancy.
This one you need to read too. Bull Rush by Maggie Rodden. This is narrated by Aidan Snow and Elena Wolf. This is about our hero and heroine who were married when they were very young. They were married like at the age of 18. Oh my God. Age of 18, they were very young, right out of high school. Got one of those. Getting married. And he goes off to play for the NFL, and she stays behind on the family farm. She makes it into a bed and breakfast. She gets it. They decide they're getting a divorce when he takes off. And she keeps the family ranch. She makes it into this bed and breakfast. And then something happens in, I think in Maggie's other series, we don't see it happen on page, but at the beginning of this book, our hero is getting out of jail. He's been in jail for
the NFL star?
He's been in jail for a while because he defended one of the other NFL players on his team, the wife. Like he hurt somebody to protect this guy's wife. And it must have happened in another book because I didn't read that book. But he gets off, but he's on parole. And so his parole officer says, well, you're married, so you need to go live with your wife. And he's like, wait, well, no, I'm not married. I'm divorced. Well, it turns out something happened with the paperwork. They didn't actually get divorced. And now he has to go stay with his wife at the family farm. And his ex-wife, what he believes to be ex-wife, is engaged to somebody else. And so he goes there and he says, look, lady, we're going to do this. We're going to do this the right way. I have to live with you for 3 months. And you're going to, because she's in debt. He's like, I will help you get out of debt and get the farm free and clear. But your fiance needs to go away. And I want to live like actual husband and wife during these 3 months in the same bed and everything. Oh, so good. So good.
Okay. So next I have Crazy Love by Willow Astor. And this is narrated by Connor Krass and Vanessa Edwin. So in this one, it's the Single Dad's Playbook series. He is not a single dad, but he does big brother, big sister type thing. I can't remember exactly what they call it in the book, but he does that with this younger kid who I think is about 10 or 11 when it starts. And he is not in a very good situation in his foster family, and so he is trying to get custody of him. She is the coach's daughter. They actually have met before when they meet up, and the book just really focuses on like the family and trying to do what's best for this child. And I just loved it so much, and the audio was fantastic.
That's another one I want to read too.
Yeah, the whole series is really good.
So the next one that I have on this list is The Daymakers by Grace McGinty. This has a full cast. You haven't started this one yet?
No.
It's so good. Okay,
I think I actually bought the audio though.
Okay, so I know at the time, and I think I told you too, on Grace's website, if you go look up her website for author Grace McGinty, it's cheaper to get the audio off her website than it is on Audible.
Okay.
It has been that way for a while. I think it's still the same way. And Grace has been doing a very good job of trying to get all of her books on audio. What we've learned too is those who like live in Australia, it's very, very expensive, like even more expensive than it is in the US to get your books onto audio. But Grace has been doing a fantastic job at this. So this is narrated by Alexis Page, Grayson Owens, James Cassidy, and Theo Sinclair. So she has quite the cast for this one. It's a great cast that she got for this one. This is a rock star romance. It is a Why Choose. Our heroine is out with her boyfriend when he beats the ever-living crud out of her, and she takes off running. She goes to this arena area where there's a concert happening. She manages to scale a fence, and then she goes and hides under a tour bus. There's a couple tour buses there. She's eventually found by one of the guys' bodyguards, and he pulls her out from under the bus, and he says they'll keep her for the night and protect her. There's a nurse with the crew. She takes care of her, and the nurse is in a relationship with like the band manager. The next morning, the bodyguard, the manager, and the nurse and her go out to breakfast. They find out that this band is not just a typical band, it is a masked band. People don't know their actual true identities, but there's a lot of girls, they're sleeping with these girls, and they're trying to take their masks off, and it's causing a problem. And she's trying to get away from this boyfriend. So she says, I will be like the band concubine if you can get me out of here for a certain amount of time. So she signs a contract for a certain amount of money to get her out of there. She is supposed to wear a mask when she's with them, and they're supposed to wear a mask when they're with her. Or at least she wears the mask when she's anywhere on stage where people can see her, but they always have the masks on. So they're screwing her with masks on, and she still does not know their identities. So good.
Okay, next I have The Arrogant One by Marnie Mann. This is narrated by Aiden Snow and Vanessa Edwin. So Sadie is a food critic, but nobody knows that she's a food critic. Like, she does it on Instagram, so her identity is top secret. She will go to restaurants and then like eat and then post like days later, or she always mixes it up. So nobody knows that it's her. Well, she is assigned to go to, I think it's Chard, because it's Chard in the other book. So I'm assuming that's the name of the restaurants. And she goes to a new opening of Chard where she meets Han. He's part of the Weston group. So while he's not the chef, the chef's in the other book, his family owns they're billionaires and they own these hotels and restaurants, these high-end restaurants. And so they end up meeting not at that opening, at a different restaurant opening when she's there, and he's supposed to be spying on the competition. They meet, they hook up. She doesn't realize who he is. He obviously has no idea who she is. But then their relationship is going to get very tricky because he works in the food industry and she is a food critic and she's supposed to go to their restaurant.
Okay.
Everyone. Yes.
Good. Okay, did you say who narrated that one? Did I just miss it?
Aiden Snow and Vanessa.
Yeah, you did. Yes, you did say that. Yeah. Okay, well, the next one that I have on my list is an audiobook that released on December 30th or 31st. It was the 30th, and it was a surprise for all of us. Like, we knew it was coming, and it was coming this soon. And that was Domination by BJ Alpha. So this is one that you and I both loved, this book.
Yes.
The narration is superb. So she got Sean Masters and Lisa Lamb for the narrators.
Sean Masters.
Sean Masters as Daddy Vinny was like, holy balls. So good. So this is a part of her Mafia Daddies series. I really think you should read them all in order. I think you don't think you have to. You definitely don't have to, but it adds to the story.
I feel like you should, though.
You should, because you see Rocco and stuff.
I love Rocco.
This is about Daddy Vinny, our hero. He is definitely older. He is at a party one night held at his house. It is a costume party. It's like a Halloween party. And
he's younger than your husband.
Yeah, he is younger than my husband. But anyhow, still Daddy Vinny. And he sees this, but I'm not 18. He sees this young girl. They end up having a one-night stand that night. He can't stop thinking about her. We fast forward like a year or so later, and no, it's closer to 2. It's like a year and a half later. And his stepson comes to him and says, I need to go to rehab. I need you to watch my daughter and my granddaughter. And Vinny's like, excuse me, you have a granddaughter? That means I have a great-grandfather, step-great-grandfather. And when the daughter and her little girl come in, it is the girl that he had the one-night stand with. And his kids make fun of him quite a bit. Love it. So good. Just, Sean Masters was just, so good.
Mm-hmm. All right, next I have All This Time by Harlow James. This is narrated by Teddy Hamilton and Samantha Brittmore. This is the start of her new series. The second book is coming out here in just like, I don't have the exact date off the top of my head, but it is coming very quickly. I just got the ALC for it, so I'm very excited for that. So this is brother's best friend, and they are back for a wedding, and she is the maid of honor. He is the best man, and they get tasked with a bunch of things, and the wedding seems a little off, and you'll find out more about that, but they end up being tasked with doing like almost all of the things that the bride and groom should be doing ends up falling on their shoulders. She is not pleased by this because something happened between the two of them, and so yeah, it was really good. I don't want to give anything away.
Okay. Well, the next one that I have is one that we've talked about quite a bit in these videos we've been doing here at the hotel, and that is Born for Marble by Nikki Harris. She seems to get the best narrators for these books. And there's times when I'll listen to a book and I'll wonder if I've listened to that book and it's a 4-star read, like could it have been a 5-star read if I'd physically read it? Because sometimes that does happen, but I don't worry about it with these ones because these are all 5-star reads. So this one is narrated by Sean East and Sophia Letty, I think is how you say her name. It's Lette. I don't know. Yeah. I don't remember how you say it, but anyhow, that's how it is. This is the third book in the Cradle Commons series. You really should start with book 1, Board for Silk, and then listen through. This is a dystopian, slightly post-apocalyptic, but I think it's dystopian world. This one is a bodyguard romance with the queen. And by queen, she's very young. And he's a lot older. It is an age gap. And we've talked about it a lot, so I'm not going to talk about it any more than that. But the audio for all of these books are fantabulous.
Okay, so next I have one that I see is also on your list, and that's Bad Bishop by L.J. Shen. So this is narrated by Lucy Rivers and Corbin King. Do you want to talk?
Yes. So this is an Irish mafia romance. This is about our heroine who is her family thinks that she is simple, that she's a grown adult. She plays with Barbies, and she doesn't look at them when she talks. Like it's like she can't hear them because she can't. She's actually just deaf. But she has played this person who is not fully there for a very long time to protect her from being pushed into an arranged marriage. This was her mother's decision, and one night that does her dirty because at a party, like at a wedding, she is assaulted and she ends up pregnant. And then her father, or her brothers, actually not her father, her brothers arrange for her to marry the hero of the book, which we use that term very lightly. That is our bad bishop guy. Can't remember his name. He's Irish. It's yummy. It's not, is it Tiernan? Yeah, because his twin sister's Tierney. He has all sorts of issues himself. He starts to notice right away that she is not what she says she is, and she's not what she is portraying. So again, this is not his baby situation. It is a forced marriage situation as well. Oh, so good.
Yes. Okay, next I have Reckless Obsession by Deborah Garland. And this is a book that I'm going to be honest and say I originally rated it 4 stars. And then it was one that I read like 7-8 months ago while I listened to it. And I still think about it. And so I actually adjusted it to 5 stars. And then I was trying to make it fit on my top 25 of 25. So it is on my audiobook list. It's narrated by Erin Shedlock and Stella Hunter. This is the one where she's the prosecutor and he is the attorney for like his family, and they're like bad people, mafia style. And he shows up, gets, I think it's his brother off. And so she is like furious because she should have had like a really solid case. And so she's at the bar drowning her sorrows and gets kind of tipsy. He goes in, they go home together. He becomes rather obsessive with her, and she decides she's gonna let loose and joins an app and like wants some very specific things to happen, like some stalking and masked men, and he hacks into her app so that he's the only one that can be responding. So then he's pretending to be another man to hook up with her.
Yeah.
And it was just wild and I loved it.
Okay. All right.
And that's some great narration when you have to like narrate as this person as trying to pretend to be someone else too.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, the next book I have is another Cora Riley book. I feel like she always gets really good narrators. And this is A Touch of Fate. And this is narrated by CJ Mission and Lucy Rivers. There's that Lucy Rivers again. She pops on here a few different times.
Yeah, she's on mine too a couple times.
Yeah, she's a good one. So this one is one that we have waited for a long time as fans of Cora. And it is Sam and I can't remember the heroine's name story. It's the one she's in the wheelchair. We've seen them for a long time. Sam is the twin brother to Serafina, who married Remo of the Camorra. And when all that went down, he promised that he would marry this this girl. The girl is the sister to the guy that Serafina was originally engaged to, and she has been in a wheelchair since she was like about 8 years old when she was in a car accident. And so this is their relationship and their arranged marriage, and it was different than what I thought it was going to be, but I loved it, and the audio was amazing.
Okay. Next, another book that I struggle with not being on my top 25 is Rewind It Back by Liz Tom 40. And in this one, it's narrated by Connor Cross and Megan Wicks. So this is the one where they knew each other. She's an interior designer. She gets hired to come do his house, and she is like, absolutely not. But then she's kind of in this, but if I do this situation, I could why can't I talk? This could, because he's famous, like this could be really work out well for me. So I probably should do it because I could use a high end clientele. But it's just so good. What else do it's Rio's story, and I waited forever for Rio's story. It's really good. The rewinded back part comes from like it tells like how they knew each other in flashbacks and why it all fell apart and why everybody was broken. And it's just so deep and so good. And to play, I think when you're narrating and you're having to, I say play a character, but read for a character or whatever, like present time and past and like keeping all these different emotions going, that can be tricky. And we've talked about this before. A narrator can take a 5-star book and make it still be a 5-star book, or they can ruin a 5-star book.
Yeah.
Or they can take a book that would have been a 4-star book and elevate it. So your narrators really can be impactful. And so that is always very important when you're listening to a book, because if it's somebody you don't like, or don't like listening to or whatever, it can quickly take a good book and knock it down a lot, and possibly even be a DNF, because there's times where if I don't really care for a narrator, it is hard for me to listen to them, even at the 3 or 3.5 times speed.
Exactly.
But none of these books, you shouldn't have any of those issues with these ones.
One series that I was so excited to see got narration for all of the books this year was Lola King's North Shore series. And so I have Lawless God on my list. Lawless God is my favorite out of the 4 books in the North Shore series. And this was my very first Lola King. So I read this one and then went back to the very first one. So this one is, so good. It is narrated by, I just lost my Heather Firth and Corvin King. I love Corvin King in his narration. So this is about Kayla. She is in charge of her gang. She runs her gang. She's ruthless. And she was in a situation a handful of years prior where her father basically forced her to go to Nathan, who is he's high up in the mafia, and try to barter with him for their little gang so that they could have some perks and benefits. And so that her little gang, because he's big mafia in the city. It's whatever. When they did that, basically, I want to say Corbin. Basically, Nathan is like, cool, yeah, sure, if you go to bed with me. And she hated that situation so much that she ended up framing him for a murder and testifying against him and getting him thrown into prison. Well, now it's like 4 years later. He's supposed to be in prison forever. And she is trying to run her little gang. And she gets a call that he is out of prison. And she didn't know it. She'd been ignoring the phone call that she was waiting for. She finds out in a very brutal way that he is back in town, when he then takes her and says, I'm going to get revenge. You're going to be my wife and you're going to live with me. But she is keeping a really, really big secret hidden from him. Really big. Yeah. It involves two little individuals. There we go. I saw it click.
Well, no, I hear something in the hall, and I was just wondering if we needed to put something of this.
They know that we're checking out later.
Okay.
So they should have told
me.
Okay,
next for me, Mr. Swoony is the technical book for my top audio, or not top, for this video. But I actually just want to say the whole Nest series is phenomenal. It's by Piper Rain. It is, they have full cast narration in each one of those. And so we have Connor Crass, Lucy Christian Bell, J.F. Harding, Sean Masters, Troy Duran, Teddy Hamilton, and C.J. Bloom. And the whole series is just awesome. It is, so I'm not going to talk about, Mr. Sweeney is my absolute favorite, but I'm just going to talk about the series in general. They're all hockey stars. The Nest is apartment, like fancy apartments above the bar that they all hang out at. And then we have each of them getting their own books. So they're all on these hockey teams. They're all interconnected. They're all friends. And it's just so good. And so I love the full cast narration because each time you get to see the previous characters. And then The Nest Before Christmas just came out in December, where all of them are there and they're trying to get home. And it's just the whole series. I just love the whole series. But Mr. Sweeney was my favorite.
Okay.
So if you're looking for an audio series to binge and you like hockey, go for that.
Okay.
Actually, you don't even have to like hockey. I think you could still enjoy it.
Okay, so the next book I have is Fight by Sloane St. James. This is book one in the Skyridge Hot Shots. All three of these books are written by three different authors. I think Paisley Hope has a book, and I can't remember who the third author is. But this is the first one. This one is narrated by Savannah Thomas and one of our new and upcoming favorites, which is Brandon Francis. We've had him on the channel. We did an interview with him, and I love what the stuff that he has narrated. Like, he feels like an up and coming Teddy Hamilton to me. So I love it. But this book is about our hero. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Our hero is a wildlife firefighter. I can't think. He's a hot shot is what they call him. They're hot shots here in Washington State, which I think is probably what endeared the book to me too.
Wildlife firefighter?
Yeah, fights fires in the forest. He's a hot shot. They call him hot shots. But I was thinking fire jumper, and I'm like, no, that's not right, because they don't jump out of planes. But they're out and they fight fires. Out in the rig and they fight the fires. Anyhow, so he is a hot shot, and he finds out there's this new paramedic in town named Scotty, and they haven't met she's an EMT, so they think it's a dude because the name is Scotty. Well, her name is Prescott, and they're out at a training one day when she shows up. And he and her get it on the back of the ambulance because they've got this connection. They've met one other time before, and he realized that she was the EMT. Yeah, they get it on in the ambulance. Like, he puts oxygen on her while he's banging her because it's just that good. Then she ends up going for a little hike in the woods after they have a falling out, and I think it was a rock slide happens, and then they have to like survive in the woods together, kind of a thing. Such a good.
Damn it! Another book I need to read. Where did I start my list?
I don't know.
Okay.
Fight by Sloane St. James.
Okay.
Okay,
next I have another book from the Single Dad Playbook series, and that is Wicked Love by Willow Astor. It's narrated by J.F. Harding and one of my personal favorite narrators, Samantha Britmore. And it has special guest Lily Demore. So in this one, his daughter has Down syndrome, and Lily Demore plays his daughter for this, and you can look up more about her, but this whole book was just phenomenal. So they meet because she works at the school his daughter attends, and he is solely focused on his daughter and football and his friend, like his teammates that we see in the other books. And that is like his world. He's not interested in dating or anything like that. And it's just all about his daughter because the daughter's mom left when she was a baby. And so it is literally just him and his daughter. And they are end up at a wedding together. They do some dancing and end up hooking up for like a one night stand situation. And she ends up pregnant. I loved it because what I really appreciate about Willow is when there are children in her books, they are not afterthoughts. They are like, it's very family oriented. And I just love that. And it's not in the way of like, there's dirty dishes, who's going to change whose diaper. It's not like that. It's just the love. And I just love that found family part.
Yeah. Okay, well, the next one I have is a series. It is the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse series by Laura Thalassa. All 4 of these books got a dramatization adaptation this year.
You said that one was missing.
The third one is missing. Famine is missing. It's not that it's missing. It's on other platforms, and for some reason, it's not on Audible. And on other platforms, it is crazy freaking expensive because at least on Audible, with these dramatization ones, they're spendy. You can at least use your credit for them. That's the kind of things I save my credits for, is the really spendy ones. They're all worth it. Death just came out on the 28th of December, I believe, because I listened to it this last week, and they are all amazing. Like the full cast dramatization where you hear the horse's footsteps in the background, the weird kissing noises I could do without, but you can hear clothes coming off. They're just weird, especially when you listen to them really fast. Just freaking weird. But hearing those things in the background, hearing the crowds cheering with or booing or being scared and stuff, like it just adds to the book so much. It is like they say it's a movie for your mind, and it really is. I don't know when Famine is going to show up on Audible. Maybe it has already and I just missed it now. But I do think that they are all worth the credit. So if you are saving your credits, you have a few credits out there, start with Pestilence and go on through. Because this was like my 3rd or 4th time rereading these, and they were just amazing. So Laura, we just announced it with Coveted Cover. We did the Bargainer series with Laura Thalassa. It's already out. It is sold out within a couple hours.
Wow.
Except for the people who are going to see us at Romancebooktuber in LA. We have a few for them still, but we might have leftovers later. But we met Laura in I've met her a couple of times, but we talked with her at BB4E, and I asked her if she'd be a part of the box, and she was like, yes. And I really want to do this series, but everybody has done this series. There's been a lot of special editions. And so we decided to go with the Bargainer series because it's one that there have been a few special editions of, but it was one that Laura was really excited to do and see us do. And so we went with that one over the Four Horsemen. And she's doing her own special editions of her newest series. So we went with the Bargainer series, but I would have killed to be able to do this, but there's been some really good ones out there already. So the side note there.
Violence.
Yeah. Violence.
Okay, the next book should have been on my top 25 of 25. And I think what we need to do next year is do our top 10% reads of the year.
Top 10%?
Mm-hmm.
How many? No, that would have been like 40 some books.
Mm-hmm. Let us know in the comments.
That would have been a part 1 and a part 2.
Let us know in the comments if we should do more next time.
That would have to be broken up for sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, this is Bridesmaid Undercover by Megan Quinn. It's narrated by Samantha Brittmore and Jason Clark. And I will tell you, hands down, the narration made this book phenomenal. So in this, we have Samantha Brittmore actually did an interview with us, and I talked about this when I read the book. And she told us that she had done this and she had to do a fake Australian accent, and she's like, it was so bad. And then she told us like a funny story about how Jason was like, oh, you did do a really bad job of that. And they're like cracking up laughing, and she's like, but that was really like my honest attempt at it. And it's just hilarious because Samantha just takes her character and just really does such a great job. And she is very good at being able to do those comedic type things in books, as well as like the very thought-provoking, like soul-crushing moments as well. And so in this, she is just trying to help him get back the one that got away, like basically his college romance. She moved away for work and they broke up. and she's back now. They're both going to be in this wedding. She is helping with the wedding, where the bridesmaid, for hire type thing. And she agrees to help him try and get back her. And it's just funny. They end up spying at the Australian, like in the zoo, and they're pretending to be Australian, which is where the really bad accent comes from. And it's just so funny. And there's like a time where he's trying to impress her, like with bowling and being kind of funny. And instead of like, he gets his fingers like he was trying to put his fingers in a bowling ball that was too small and do something like kind of funny and impress her. But he ends up, his fingers like literally don't let go of the ball, and it goes flying up into the roof and knocks down ceiling tiles. Like there's just all sorts of funny things. He trips and like looks like he's motorboating her. Like, what is happening outside?
I think we're right above the laundry. So I kept thinking that was somebody's car because there's all this white smoke coming up. We're on the second level. I think we're right above the dryers. I think it's steam.
It must be. That's kind of funny though.
Yeah.
Anyway, the book is hilarious. I loved it so much. It should have been on my top 25.
Okay.
It would have been. Well, we would have done top 40.
That's a lot of books. Okay, so the next one that I have is
Please be on my site, people.
That is a lot of books, and I would not be able to rank them. I would only be able to rank the top 20.
Oh, stop it. Don't be difficult.
A lot of books. It's like several videos long. Okay, so Mandy just doesn't like to narrow hers down.
No, I don't.
At all. So the next book that I have is, again, one that we've talked about a lot, and I had the other book in this series on here, and that is Born for Lace by Nikki Harris. This is the second in the Cradle Commons series, and this one is narrated by Mackenzie Cartwright and Troy Duran, so you know that this one is great. Again, dystopian. I'm not going to really talk about it because we have talked about it already, but listen to this one. The audio was fantabulous.
Okay. Next, I have one of my personal favorite books, which is The Fall Before Flight by L.M. Halloran. It's like my only reread
ever.
And it was a listen when the audio came out this fall. It is done by Samantha Brentmore, and it is just from Amelia's point of view. So the whole book is just Samantha Brentmore, and she does a fantastic job with it. So this is Amelia ends up, her brother thinks that she's tried to hurt herself, so he is putting her in a retreat to try and help her get better. She is adamant that it was an accident, but again, she is in this place, so can we, like, how reliable is she? And Dr. Leo is the doctor on staff. The doctors take turns living there, so he is living there for a couple of months, and he is in charge of her care. Yeah, things are going to happen. It's a slow burn. Their relationship progresses at a pace that is understandable. I hate books where we have a doctor patient, and I won't say the book, but it drove me nuts, where he's just like dropping his pants like their first session and risking his entire career for someone he literally met moments ago. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. This book does, because it is just beautifully written, and Samantha does a phenomenal job with all of the different emotions that Amelia goes through in the story.
Okay.
It's a favorite.
So the next one I have is The Lovely Return by Carrie Ann Cole. It is so good. It was there's a few different narrators in here. There's 3 of them, but it was narrated by Danny California, Shiloh James, and Brandon Francis. Brandon and Shiloh are the main narrators for this book, I believe. The other one was for, I don't know if it's the wife or when she was a little girl. I'm not 100% sure, but this is a reincarnation type of story. So our heroine, when she was a little girl, she keeps telling her mom she wants to go home. She has very vivid dreams, very vivid drawings, things that freak her mother out. One day she finds the home, and that is where she also finds our hero. He is a grown man. She's a little girl. He went through something pretty traumatic in the very first part of this book.
I cried.
He's still reeling from it. He has not moved on. He has not moved on at all. And this little girl is just drawn to him. And he reluctantly has a friendship with her. And then there is a break at some point where he doesn't see her for a lot of years, and then she comes back as an adult or as an 18-year-old. And then things happen. So there is an age gap. It's not creepy. I know that kind of sounds somewhat creepy, but I promise there's a big gap there. He's not grooming her. He doesn't look at her that way. But she knows things and she does things that kind of weird him out because it reminds him of someone. So good. I waited 2 years for the audio, and Shiloh James told us that they were trying to win an award for it. And I don't think that they did it. They didn't get a lot of people listening to it. But let me tell you, this is like, if I had to rank it, this is either 1 or 2 on my list. The next one that Mandy's going to talk about was like the rival for it. It just, oh my gosh. So my last book and your last book are the same.
Yes.
Okay.
So, and that is Grimm by G.J. Crimmer and Joe Arden. Jessica has the whole list here.
Yeah, so it's narrated by Maxine Mitchell, Andy Eloise, Joe Arden, obviously, Sean Masters, James Cassidy, and June Dunbore. I don't know how to say the last name, but it has a full cast narration. It also has like some of the background noises and stuff too, which is really fun. Dramatization. Joe Arden has a French accent like he did for the Ravenhood series. So if you enjoyed that, oh my gosh, it was amazing. And they hit the comedic stuff in this, which, you know, it's a very dark book. It's a dark themed and sad, but the comedy was
there are times I was listening to it and I'm like laughing.
Yes.
And then I'm like, am I supposed to be laughing?
Yeah, I know.
Like she's dying.
I know, exactly. So this book is about our heroine who has a heart condition. She knows that she doesn't have much time left on this earth, and she goes out to visit her father's grave, who died of the same heart condition.
And we should have turned around so the smoke could be behind us.
I know.
It would have been perfect.
But she is out visiting her father's grave when she just dies, and that is when Grimm shows up. We call him Grimm, but that's not his actual name. He is a Grim Reaper, and he is there to bring her back. And he realizes that
his name's Rue.
Yeah, he realizes that he can touch her. That's her name.
Oh, really?
Yes, his is Kane.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
He realizes that he can touch her, and he hasn't been able to touch anybody for hundreds of years. He also realizes there's something different about her, so he brings her back, but she's only got 9 days until she's like. He tells her she only has 9 days left, so he brings her back, but she's only got 9 days left on this earth, and what that had to be like for her is just crazy. So he is actually, because that was a huge no-no, he is assigned to keep an eye on her. So basically she has 1 foot in the grave and 1 foot on a banana peel, because she's kind of in both worlds here. And so she can see ghosts and she can see spirits and she can do these extra things. And so she's it's so good. And then you're like, wait, how does a love story come out of that?
She's also in big trouble for this.
Yeah, huge trouble for this. But it's such a good story.
And they kind of leave it where there is a good possibility for more books in this world. And I really hope that they do some more, because this was wonderful.
Yes. So, all right, guys, there you go. There's our top audiobooks.
Okay. Well, let us know all your thoughts on everything we had to say in this video, like 40 books for 26 wrap up.
What was your guys' top audio?
Yes. And tell us what's one of your top audiobooks. Do you love audiobooks?
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments, and make sure to check back on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And I just confirmed with our schedule, Wednesdays for like the next 2 months should be stocked for you as well. We'd love to see you back.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video.
And if you haven't hit the subscribe button, please do. And check out our other videos. We recorded all of these kind of together, and we are going to have some big announcements with our 26 books giveaway of 2026. So you're going to want to make sure you're checking in on those too.
Yeah. Okay. Bye now.